This is a lawnmower, a robotic lawnmower. If you have a lawn, you probably want one of these things. This is pretty wild. I don't have a lawn, so I am at my father's house in South Carolina. He's getting on in age. He's definitely past the point where he should be out riding his lawnmower, pushing one around in the South Carolina heat. So this is a perfect product for him. We're gonna see everything this thing can do, starting off with an unboxing, and I'm shooting all of this with Insta360 cameras, which just makes the whole thing even that much more fun. So with that in mind, this is the Ecovacs GOAT A3000 LiDAR Pro. And the LiDAR is a really important part of this because with LiDAR, what that means is that this thing can see in the dark. This thing can map all of your lawn for you. It figures out exactly where it's supposed to go, and then through an app, you can refine that, say, yeah, go here, not here, that's the neighbor's lawn, that sort of thing. There's this great big flyer here to tell you everything that you need to know. This looks like the charging base, so I know this thing will self-park, charge itself, and so on. That is the lawnmower itself. It's actually kind of pretty. Like the big red stop button there, just in case, but it does have all kinds of AI sensing. It should not be running over anything it's not supposed to. So I can see the dual blades on the bottom here. Now, one of the other really cool things about this is it automatically trims the edges, which I think that's kind of a new thing in this type of tech. The ability for it to trim the edges of your lawn where there's a sidewalk or where there's steps or whatever. And this right here appears to be the trimming wire. Now the trimming wire, they say, is quieter than running a handheld trimmer. We will have to find out. 70 years of tools back there. It took me a while to find a screwdriver. So now we can see the edge trimmer, the brush is in place, and this little wire will come out and trim the edges. This here is the Holoscope 360 dual LiDAR navigation system. That's just cool. Now that the GOAT is set up, it's ready to deploy. Because my father's yard had recently been mowed, I set up the GOAT in the neighbor's yard for the first full test, a yard which hadn't been mowed since the recent rains and needed a really good trim. The GOAT can map your yard fully autonomously if you have an enclosed yard. Here on my father's and his neighbor's property, though, there's just a huge open space, and even where the neighbor does have a fence around the yard, there are great big areas of dirt and sticks and leaves that the mower wouldn't have mapped properly. So instead, just as I did later from my father's yard backing up to the runway, I manually mapped it by following the mower around while controlling it like an RC car from my iPhone. Once the map is created, you can easily refine it by defining no mow zones and more. Once that first map is built, this really does turn into hands-free lawn care. You just set a schedule in the app and the GOAT heads out, mows, trims the edges, and puts itself away. For busy homeowners, for seniors who shouldn't be wrestling a gas mower anymore, or anyone who'd rather be doing something else on their Saturday, this means mowing is no longer a burden. What makes it all possible is Ecovacs Holoscope 360 dual LiDAR navigation system. The rotating LiDAR up top, and the 3D time-of-flight LiDAR in the front. But out here, it's doing the real work, constantly scanning and building a detailed map of the yard with around 2-centimeter precision. It doesn't need an RTK antenna or buried boundary wires, and it keeps that accuracy even under trees, along the house, or by the hangar where traditional RTK systems tend to lose signal. And it works just as well in the dark as it does in full sun. Most robotic mowers can handle the middle of the lawn. The hard part, though, is the edges. Traditional robots still leave you doing the trimming along sidewalks, fences, flower beds, and steps. The GOAT A3000 LiDAR Pro has a built-in TruEdge automatic trimmer. In mowing mode, the GOAT is very quiet, the kind of thing you could comfortably run early in the morning without waking up the neighbors. When the edge trimmer kicks in, you do hear more of that familiar string trimmer sound because the line is spinning really fast, but it's noticeably quieter than a typical gas trimmer, and you're not the one standing there holding it. Cut quality and speed come from a 32-volt platform driving a dual-blade disc system underneath. I showed you those twin blades earlier, and in use they let the GOAT cover up to 400 square meters per hour while still leaving a very even, carpet-like finish, even in taller or thicker grass after rain. My dad's yard has some hills and is averaging about 350 square meters per hour. Cutting height is adjustable from roughly 3 to 9 centimeters in the app, so you can dial in how short or long you want the lawn overall without touching the mower. It runs on a 32-volt, 7.5 amp hour battery with fast charging, so even if the yard is too big for a single excursion, as the battery gets low, it'll return to the dock, top up the battery, and head back out again if needed. Navigation is also about avoiding whatever ends up on the lawn. Between the AI vision and the 3D time-of-flight LiDAR, the goat recognizes and routes around a wide variety of obstacles, and it adjusts how close it gets depending on what it's seeing. It also handles slopes and small curbs well, climbing steeper parts of the yard and crossing transitions without needing a rescue. The mower has been running at my dad's house for over a month now. It's gone out on schedule to mow the lawn a couple times a week and even tucked itself away when it started raining. And because it's internet connected, I can actually monitor and adjust his mower from my home 5,000 miles away if needed. In fact, I can even see what it sees. Check this out. It's actually mowing the lawn right now. I could take manual control from the other side of the world and send it back to its station if needed.